Hey guys, today I'm going to be discussing why I, as a vegan, only feed my dogs and cats meatless food. This is actually the best diet you're going to want to feed your dogs and cats. Very good for them. Meat is bad for everyone. You don't want to be giving your dogs chicken and beef. It's really, really bad for them, and it can make them get cancer at a very early age, actually. Many studies have shown. This is just the best.
You should not be allowed to own animals. This is animal abuse. You are disgusting. Please stop doing this to your pets.
You have disturbed the timeline in an irreversible way, Gregory.
What? It's just a comment on a
You
TikTok.
fell for rage bait. Due to your actions, Hitler was never born. The entire world as we know it has ceased to exist.
No! Hello?
Guys, my shit is actually white because I eat no animal products. It's so pure that I could eat it.
We all have fallen victim to the dreaded rage bait at one point or another in our online lifetimes. I'm ashamed to admit that I myself fell for it a few weeks ago. In a video that I uploaded discussing how social media can make dating harder for people, I showed a clip of a woman who was interviewed by a man on the street, where she proceeded to say that one of her icks that she has for men is when they use their blinkers. Some of these videos even go so far as to make fun of men doing feminine things, something that I thought we were trying to get away from to progress as a society. A feminine thing such as using a fucking turn signal.
Biggest ick.
When a guy is putting their blinker on, I just feel like that's such a feminine thing to do. Like,
Why are we still here?
I was outraged. How could someone say something so audacious? However, after receiving multiple comments calling me out, I was saddened to come to the realization of I fell for it. There is a strange cut in the middle of this woman answering her question. It's safe to say that she was either edited out of context or was told to say that. Even the most red-pilled of men can agree that a woman would not say something that idiotic. I'm telling you all this anecdote to, yes, introduce the topic of rage bait to you all, but also to bring myself back down to a human level. You know, I make mistakes too. I know it's hard for a lot of you to see that since you worship the very ground that I walk on, but it's true. This street interview is just one of the many thousands of videos being uploaded on a daily basis with the intent to incite rage in the audience watching them. Why be honest and genuine when you could just make a video talking about how you supposedly walk out in public barefoot?
We are no longer going to wear shoes even when we're outside. I think there are so many benefits of going barefoot outside, and we want to take advantage to each and every one of these.
The internet has corrupted every part of our lives. We can't even tell what's real anymore. Are you even real? Rage baiting or rage farming is internet slang that refers to a manipulative tactic to elicit outrage with the goal of increasing internet traffic, online engagement, revenue, and support. Rage baiting or farming can be used as a tool to increase engagement, attract subscribers, followers, and supporters, which can be financially lucrative. Rage baiting and rage farming manipulates users to respond in kind to offensive, inflammatory headlines, memes, tropes, or comments. We all know how we act when we get angry. Rage bait is obviously prevalent on every social media platform, but there are two where it thrives the most. The critical conditions for its life have been met on both of these platforms. There's misinformation, ignorance, divisiveness on both Twitter and Truth Social. You thought I was gonna shit on TikTok again, didn't you? Well, you know, they did already pass the law to ban it, so fuck it, TikTok sucks! We're going to go through some examples of popular creators who profit off of this tactic of online engagement, some independent examples that will also make you seethe, and why rage bait works so well and how to recognize it. Hopefully by the end of this video, your sheetrock walls will be peppered with glory holes. Let's go! I'm ready to throw the first punch already. We all know how Twitter has basically imploded. all over itself like I do every night. Elon Musk, claiming to be a famous free speech warrior, suspends you if you say anything that he doesn't like. He has taken Twitter by the fist and it's squeezed out whatever that was left of it, which was not a lot. Underneath every viral tweet is a large-breasted woman asking if she can suck your tiny dick. That's besides the point, though. Rage bait on Twitter shows up in many different forms, but primarily it shows up in the form of clickbait-type news articles. An example of this is the popular Twitter account Daily Loud. I can never go on Twitter without seeing at least one quote retweet of one of their outlandish article headlines. They want you to engage with them. Sorry, I lost myself a little there. Nearly every single one of Daily Loud's headlines are just straight up lies. The New York Post is another journalistic website that enjoys preying on the anger of chronically online Twitter users. When Target's Pride fiasco occurred last year, they posted an extremely misleading image showing bathing suits that had tuck-friendly accessibility, along with the headline, Target loses $9 billion in week following boycott calls over LGBTQ-friendly kids' clothing. You can obviously see where the correlation lies. Target, in fact, was not selling tuck-friendly bathing suits to children, but that information is not relevant, since the only thing that matters is getting a ton of quote retweets on your bogus news article. As you can tell, political rage bait is what thrives the most on Twitter. Studies have shown that most people don't read past the headline in an article, and with Twitter even recently getting rid of the actual titles of linked articles in tweets, rage baiting has only gotten worse. Even before Mr. Musk took over, it was always a cesspool of people getting angry over stupid things, and half the time these things in question weren't even real. In a study that was conducted a few years ago by scholars at MIT, they found that false news stories are 70% more likely to be retweeted than true stories are. It takes true stories about 6 times as long to reach 1,500 people as it does for false stories to reach the same number of people. When it comes to Twitter's cascades or unbroken retweet chains, falsehoods reach a cascade depth of 10 about 20 times faster than facts, and falsehoods are retweeted by unique users more broadly than true statements at every depth of cascade. Both the Daily Loud and New York Post tweeted extremely misleading headlines when Victoria's Secret was in the doghouse for going woke last year. Their captions were nearly identical to each other as well.
Hey, can I copy your homework?
Sure, just make sure not to copy the dick that I drew on there too. With monetization now being an option on Twitter, large blue checkers are essentially getting paid to make engagement farming posts, with most of them being politically charged, helping to only further the divide between people. Twitter in general was never meant to be a large place for political discussions. Nearly every contentious topic nowadays, be it abortion, LGBTQ rights, gun violence, etc., requires a lot more discussion that would go well past the limit of words that we are locked in with on Twitter. And by the way, no one is reading your 50-tweet thread on why eating food from other cultures is actually appropriation, Emily. Both Twitter and TikTok and even Instagram at times have essentially turned the younger generations into raging boomers who feed on misinformation and rage bait, such as on Facebook. Another example of rage bait on Twitter was a very recent tweet that had the caption, "Being a Taylor Swift fan in 2024 feels like being a Jew in 1938. I know it's rage bait, okay? But the last time I checked, Swifties are not being thrown in jail for being fans of Taylor Swift, okay? Not yet, at least. If someone posts something online that is blatantly false and borderline idiotic, chances are they're trying to get a rise out of you. In this case, by being as offensive as possible. On Twitter, people from opposing sides on the political spectrum will even make entire accounts dedicated to posting the most outlandish things possible to get the opposite side to react poorly, therefore capitalizing and expanding on the divide between the right and left by perpetuating stereotypes of one another. Last year, a Twitter user by the name of Aaron Marsh, yeah, okay, bitch, gained more than 130,000 followers in a few months from her pretty obvious rage bait tweets.
Today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty! Donald Trump is a white supremacist. Raise your hand if you agree.
That's besides the point, okay? Even if you agree, that tweet is still obvious rage baiting.
Do you agree that Speaker Pelosi was the best House Speaker of all time?
A few months ago, it was discovered that Erica actually stole a Trump supporter's picture and impersonated her on Twitter. Oh, the irony.
Are you Erica Marsh?
No.
But that's your face.
Seems to be.
Why are you talking to us?
I want to tell the world that that's not me. My name is not Erica Marsh. I'm Courtney.
Courtney Ballesteros lives in a rural part of the Tampa Bay area in Florida. She showed CNN her original photos, nearly a decade old. She says they were stolen from her Facebook page.
After this, she was permanently banned. I wonder how much this fake Twitter user made in engagement. I mean, she put proud Democrat in her bio. That itself is a red flag. Let's switch gears and activate the other part of our brain, the one dedicated to TikTok. Of course, you have the frontal cortex, the cerebellum, and the TikTok. TikTok is another place where rage baiting thrives excellently. You have an app that's filled with mostly young, chronically online people who have no attention span. Of course, they're going to fall for the bait. It's the only thing that will keep them engaged. A research study in 2013 from researchers at Beihang University in China found social media users are far more likely to share or echo angry sentiments than messages containing sadness, disgust, or even joy. I have a few creators that I'd like to go through. I want to put it out there that I highly encourage you not to directly engage with these people, as is the lesson in today's video. Are you listening? Are you watching? Are you doing your laundry while watching this video right now? How dare you not give me your full attention span? I'm sorry, that just kind of hurts my feelings. A man named Kevin recently went viral for all the wrong reasons when a video of him boldly proclaiming that biological men should not be able to be in women's bathrooms went viral. I already said that. We're gonna say it again though, it went viral.
Biological males need to be banned from girls' bathrooms, and I don't care.
How's that right-wing grifter check, Kevin? He even tops off this little Grifter Sunday by quoting Miss J.K. Rowling at the end of the video.
I saw this on the news last night and I was obviously disgusted, and like low key, how have we as a society just like allowed this to happen? And we've somehow just like legalized this, and we also somehow like protect these creepy men over like valuing the safety and well-being of literal little girls. And this happens like all the time, unfortunately. This is a snippet of J.K. Rowling's tweet from the other day, and I fully agree with this. I think it's literally crazy and wild that biological males can just identify as women and like enter women's spaces and make girls uncomfortable. Literally go to jail.
Obviously, his 1 minute and 20 long second TikTok rant based off of 2 instances of cis men violating women in the women's bathroom does not capture the many complexities of trans women using the correct bathrooms, something that they should be allowed to do. A trans woman isn't safer using men's bathrooms. Cis men are going to find ways to assault women regardless of trans people. Trans people can be predators, but that doesn't mean that every trans person is a predator. But most of all, why do public bathrooms even exist? I think we can all agree, trans or cis, that private one-cell bathrooms with an actual door on them are better for everyone's privacy and safety. But let's ignore this because Kevin here wants to act like he knows everything, except he doesn't. This is all just to get a rise out of people no matter the cost. Kevin's entire page is filled with obvious rage and engagement farming posts, as well as his smile that has started to haunt me during my sleep paralysis.
Candace Owens is America's best Black, and she's been my favorite Black as of late. I think Candace Owens is brilliant. I think she's so smart. I think she's so good at debate, and I think she's like a great speaker. I'm not kidding. I'm not being satirical. I'm not rage baiting. Like,
I'm sorry. Best black? Favorite black? Again, if it's blatantly offensive with little to no substance, it's safe to assume that it's rage bait.
since my butthole is back to being
so I
really
only say
hairy,
the N-word
today
when I sing songs with the N-word in them, and I only do this when I'm like alone in my room, or like in the shower, or like in car rides, or when I'm like with other friends that like also use the N-word.
So the other day, I actually fed myself my own shit. I read online that it could actually help cleanse your digestive system and sort of clean you out. I'm actually kind of hungry right now, so I'm gonna show you all how I do it. Let's go. So I just took a shit. I'm actually gonna reach in here and I'm gonna find the biggest one that I can find and just chow down. Oh, this one's good. Oh my god, is that the steak I ate yesterday? Tastes just like it tasted at the restaurant.
This kind of extreme rage baiting is nothing new for this creator. Last year, he made a highly contentious post claiming that Taylor Swift's 1989 winning Album of the Year at the Grammys over Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly was justified. He even claimed that 1989 was the best album ever made. Swiftie or not, I think we can all agree that that is horseshit. 1989 is not even regarded as Taylor's best album, whereas To Pimp a Butterfly is considered Kendrick Lamar's best work. Ro Ramdin made a great video covering this debacle when it first happened, so I highly recommend that you check that out. If he was being serious, this is an incredibly dumb take, but it's great because he isn't. You can tell from watching this video that he doesn't even take what he's saying seriously, a sure sign that it's rage baiting. Another creator that recently blew up because of his horrible takes and clear rage baiting is the Alpha Dom dating coach, Kill Me Now. I am not making an entirely exclusive video about this man because he's just like all the others and he kind of gives me weird vibes. I don't know how to explain it. Well, I can very much explain it, but we're gonna move on. The Alpha Dom dating coach will start his videos with a clearly inflammatory comment that most people will not watch the video past, and even after watching the entirety of the video, you'll leave the video dumber than when you entered it.
You do not have to accept her rejection. I'm a professional dating coach and I teach guys how to understand the female mind. One of my go-to lines is, "Aw, you having a tantrum? Has this worked on all the other beta boys you've dated?"
He claims that he has multiple submissives that he dominates and that he's a chick magnet, basically. I am sure you are. Because he understands the female psyche so much, they're just naturally drawn to him. The Alpha Dom. Every time I say that, it takes a year off of my lifespan. He even admitted in a video that he posted that he loves the engagement, even the negative.
People are telling me I should delete all my accounts. No, dude, you're giving me all this fucking fame. What I've learned is I can't control my algorithm and neither can those creators making all the stitches and stuff.
Not to mention that people in the BDSM scene, like Alpha Dom claims he is, have stated that what he preaches in his videos is inaccurate and that he is allegedly a fraud. What? Who would have guessed?
It's so obvious to me that the Alpha Dom guy is not alpha or a dom just because he makes the same mistake that every new person to the scene does, which is they believe that the dom is the one in charge when actually the sub is the one who has all the power. Like, first of all this requires like a heavy level of trust and consent and, you know, like participation on both sides. But also, whenever he gives advice, it's just very clear to me that he thinks that you just go up and break someone's frame and like then they're willing to submit to you, which is complete bullshit, right?
Food rage bait is another common tactic of rage bait online. Maybe you can get past the racism, the politics, the homophobia, the sexism. None of that matters, okay? But when I see someone wash a chicken breast with soap and water,
Oh my days, I just found out that you don't actually need to wash your chicken. But honestly, thinking about those chickens running around in that dirt absolutely sends me. So run it under the tap with some soap for about 10 minutes.
I'm committing mass murder. Again, even perfect me has fallen for it. I've made multiple videos about different kinds of outrageous food content on TikTok. While these creators probably have a screw or two loose in their heads to make them decide to cook food in a toilet, let's not act like they don't know what they're doing. Their more outrageous videos that get people grossed out and angry always do better than any other regular videos that they might happen to post. Culinary rage bait isn't rooted in aspiration. You're not meant to actually cook any of this crap. Nobody in the right mind expects you to try to turn cheese puffs into a macaroni dish or drink hot dog water, hot chocolate, what? These recipes, if we can even call them that, about the voyeuristic fury of human stupidity. There's a weird strain of curiosity in here too, akin to when you were a child and you mix together all your mom's perfumes and shampoos like they're magical elixirs. Negativity is always positively rewarded. That's an oxymoron, okay? English teachers. What unites a group of random people together more than something that pisses them off? I don't care if you're Jeffrey fucking Dahmer. If we're in a traffic jam, I am going to shake my head with you in unison as we sit in dismay in our single-person cars that we rely on since there is no reliable public transport in the US city that we live in. Even when I upload a video that gets tons of positive comments, I'm still going to feed into the negativity more, even when it's the minority opinion. I would consider myself to be a home chef, so I am offended when I see people post horrendously bad food recipes on TikTok. Not only that, but I think all of us, or if not most of us, can agree that people wasting tons of food for a 60-second long video is one of the most frustrating things to witness. Of course, I'm going to leave an angry comment. Have you seen the amount of food that Americans waste? Have you seen the starving children? We think we're doing something important by calling this behavior out, but they already know what they're doing. We are quite literally making them go out and buy another 50 pounds of beef for the next ridiculous stunt that somehow involves a prison toilet because their last video performed so well. One example of rage baiting in the food genre of TikTok that I found shows a man cooking the most horrendous pot of mac and cheese that I've ever seen in my life and would probably put Southern cookers into a fucking coma if they dared taste it. Do you think anyone in their right mind would boil sliced cheese with pineapple slices and an entire unseasoned chicken breast and then proceed to microwave it without any breadcrumbs on it? No! They did this on purpose. And guess what? All the comments are just feeding into it. In another video from the same creator, they make cupcakes with literal fish on it. In a video that I alluded to earlier, they're washing chicken breast with literal hand soap. And in my favorite video, they're making a lovely salad that they definitely ate with a unseasoned boiled chicken breast on top, paired with spinach and mayo. I'm gonna be honest, I'm becoming very
incensed right now.
Another very popular form of rage bait that heavily contributes to gender and political divides is street interviews. The bane of my existence and the rage bait that I fell for a couple weeks ago. In these videos, they're often clipped down so that the interviewees are cut out of context. Either that or they're filled with the worst answers they received during the interviewing process, despite the obvious fact that most of the answers that they received might not have been all that rage-inducing in entirety. Why would we include these sensible answers to the questions that we asked when we can just put together a compilation of stupid, dumb, fucking feminist women to illustrate to and confirm the belief that misogynists have that women are dumb and, well, liberals don't know what the fuck they're talking about. One interviewer asked two girls to rate their intelligence on a scale of 1 to 10 before asking them what the square root of 81 is. While yes, the answer may be obvious to some mathematicians out there who are watching while laying on their couch right now, some people just aren't as math inclined. Knowing what the square root of some random numbers are doesn't give a comprehensive analysis on your level of intelligence.
Would you guys say the N-word to end world hunger?
Yes, to end world hunger, absolutely.
Some people say no. Why do you say yes?
Because people are hungry in the world. Who cares about people's feelings when their stomachs are empty?
I agree. I would say it once. End world hunger, that's it, yeah.
What if they got hungry again? Would you say it again?
No.
Yeah. I would! Are you kidding me? Put a sandwich in their stomach for sure.
What if your friends got really mad at you?
F you. I don't care.
What about people who say no? What do you think about the people who would say no to that?
F you.
Would you say it in front of your black friends?
To end world hunger, yes.
Guys, I have a great idea. Let's ask a hypothetical question with an offensive and controversial slur as the basis of the question, just so we can get people triggered and riled up on TikTok. Sounds great, doesn't it?
This video isn't even surprising. White people are always looking for an excuse to say the N-word. Obviously, I'd take the chance if I knew something good would result in it too. This is never going to happen though. Anyone in that situation would agree that saying a slur is better than millions of people starving. Hey, Joe Biden is 2 words away from accidentally letting this N-word slip during a press conference. Let's hope that it'll do something about poverty in America after that happens, okay? There are many other instances of these interviewers clipping people, mostly women, out of context in order to get a reaction from people online.
People are very upset with this TikToker for editing this girl's answers.
So this TikToker did a street interview with this girl, and during the interview, he asked her what her body count was. Now, the girl said her body count was 1, and she was with her fiance at the time, and her fiance is the only person she's apparently been with. The street interviewer had asked her questions earlier, and when he asked if her body count was above 10, she said, "I don't know." The girl was getting a ton of backlash for this, and she ended up making a video, and apparently the street interviewer edited the video to make her look bad. Apparently he asked her a different question to which she answered, "I don't know," and then edited the video to where it looks like she said, "I don't know," when she was asked if her body count was above 10.
I have to put it out there that if I ever saw some guy with a mic and an iPhone come up to me on a sidewalk, I would absolutely sprint the other way. I'm gonna Usain Bolt that bitch. Cut the high tide out of here.
Stay back. Excuse me, sir. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Just a few.
No, I don't want to answer your questions.
Oh, it's just one question. Please, for a TikTok? No, please. Oh, God! Yeah, well, there's more where that came from. I've got a katana straight to my waist. I've got a switchblade, a Bowie knife. All sorts of things you can't even imagine on my person right now. So don't come any closer, I warn you. Well, you've already interrupted me and wasted a minute of my time, so what is it that's so important that you have to ask? I only wanted to ask if you were a top or a bottom. I can't see.
The final genre of rage bait that I find to be increasingly more prevalent online is podcast clips. No, not just from any podcast, but the ones from Alpha Male podcast. I already have an entire video that I made covering the whatever podcast and how they use rage bait to garner an audience, but I just like to include a little tidbit of it in this video. Whatever podcast clips specifically go viral on Twitter, which is a breeding ground for far-right people, most of which whom will absolutely slobber over a video showing up in their Twitter For You page on a golden platter that shows a feminist harlot fangirl getting owned by smart alpha Republican. These videos, just so you know, are only 60 seconds of up to 5-hour-long podcast episodes that whatever post on their YouTube channel. It is so easy to clip a single moment where emotions may be running high, or maybe someone said something wrong or stupid that one time during that podcast episode, and then whatever just decides to upload it online for people to rage over. Online outrage receives more likes, and by validating that content, it rewards people to be angrier online. According to researchers, social media is proven to incentivize users to express more moral outrage over time, and the algorithms that keep these platforms running tend to prioritize content that elicits and evokes outrage to maximize engagement no matter the cost. Maybe you at home want to stop engaging with these reaction farming pages. How can you tell if something is rage baiting then? Building more media comprehension can absolutely help you recognize all the different forms of rage baiting, from political rage bait to walking barefoot in NYC streets. What? Why would you do that? Seriously, if you want to stop falling for rage bait, I want you to look out for these telltale signs. Does it seem too ridiculous to be true? Are people seemingly blind to the camera right in front of them, or are there any other signs that the video is fake, such as bad acting or unrealistic events occurring? Are there moments in the video or within that person's page that proves that they might be fucking with you, such as a stray ugg while they're supposedly walking barefoot? Are there any strange cuts throughout the video? All these and more will help you recognize if something is actually rage bait. Pausing and deciding to actually watch the video and think before choosing to engage can help you protect yourself from these kinds of videos in the future. Rage bait is just another way that people abuse the algorithm to further their financial gain and the divides between us. If we stop engaging with this content, then we can finally win. We'll be free. We can finally be happy then. Right? Alright, that's it for me, and that's it for this video. Let me know what you all think down below. No, thumbs up, actually. Let me know what you think down below about this video. Have you ever fallen for rage bait? Comment down below anything you want to comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, you can subscribe. I post comedy and commentary videos every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So if that sounds like your thing, make sure to subscribe and turn on notification bells so you know when I post a video. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. But more importantly, I really hope that I see you in my next video. I better see you in the next video. Bye.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness.
If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.